So let's talk about the NBA. We've talked about the NBA on the show quite a bit. Talked about how they have a problem with their brand. The whole woke nonsense during the pandemic was terrible. Their ratings were so bad that this year, a women's collegiate basketball game beat them in the total numbers of viewership on an NBA game. It was going downhill. And they were knowing it. Adam Silver, the commissioner, he started taking notice. They started doing some things. They started trying to change their image. All that woke nonsense stopped. They weren't talking on the TV, the radio about it, trying to fix their brand. Then the playoffs came. And they had a great run with the playoffs. A lot of good matchups that worked in their favor. The games were good. Then all of a sudden, Ja Morant. Ja Morant came around. Now, we've talked about this before where this young man had some videos while he was on a road trip. How he got it there was probably on the plane, just my guess, probably on the plane. He's in a nightclub flashing a gun on an IG Live post. He gets a 8-game suspension, I think, and he's a superstar. Plays for the Memphis Grizzlies, superstar talent. For all intents and purposes, good upbringing, superstar talent, the franchise face of the Grizzlies. Didn't make it to the playoffs, or they did make it to the playoffs. They got eliminated, but shortly thereafter, there's another video of him flashing a gun in an IG post. Now, there's some problems with this. And I know the argument, and I'm going to address those. I'm not going to be weak about it and cheap about it. I'm going to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Was he violating any laws in that particular state? I don't know. Maybe he wasn't. JJ Redick, commentator for the ESPN, was saying, hey, politicians pose with firearms with their families and Christmas cards. What's wrong with this? What if he's not breaking any laws? Charles Barkley called him out on that from the TNT networks. Said, this is dumb. You can't be doing this. And I know where Barkley's coming from. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I support 2A. But here's the difference. If it's part of your employment, that you're not supposed to do these things. Heck, I think there's some things that you're not allowed to do. Like you're not allowed to, if you're making hundreds of or tens of millions of dollars a year or a $100 million contract, you're not allowed to involve yourself in like extreme sports. You can't jump out of planes. You can't ride motorcycles, all these things. If it's part of your employment, you can't do it. And then if you're the NBA, the problem is you are messing up their brand. You had a role going on there. You're starting to get some momentum. You're starting to build your brand back. And now you got this. And you're a good player. You're a superstar. I think this young man needs some help, needs some guidance, needs someone in his life to help him out here. Because anybody in the world is going to know that if you sign a $190 million contract, there's going to be some strings attached, don't you think? There's going to be some things you cannot do. Now, there's some gun owners out there that are saying that this makes gun owners look bad and all these other things. I agree. And I'm not sitting here saying that he can't own a gun. I'm not sitting here saying that he can't do whatever these things is. All I'm saying is this is different. You're the face of your franchise and one of the big faces of the NBA. And Adam Silver's trying to fix that. And it's not you're not allowed to do those things in the contract. He already talked to you once. I don't know what the suspension is going to be. I don't know what's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be, tens, 20, 10, 20, 30 games. I don't know. But I think it's going to be severe. Then you got Mike Wilbon from on the ABC broadcast from ESPN about the NBA Finals saying that he's not going to let his kids buy these shoes now. Everybody likes Mike Wilbon. That's the kind of things that the NBA doesn't need and don't want. So if it's part of your contract, it's part of your terms of employment, buddy, you're on your own. So JJ Redick, hey man, Don't sit there and say, hey, this is the real issue. No, this young man's making a lot of money. He works for somebody that wants him to do certain things and wants him to be around for that money. You got to act accordingly. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you coming into the OTR universe. Make sure you go to our websites, warhog.com, kelleydefense.com. There, check out all of our industry partners and sign up to become a member of the OTR crew, where you have exclusive access to all of our training videos, exclusive content, and interaction with Rick Hogg and I. Be safe. Have a great day. And again, thank you for joining the OTR universe.